I'm running from this nightmare, running through this nightmare. Whoosh! Screech! Tuesday night, please don't sue. Greetings again, my fellow YouTubers. And here we are again with another review in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. This is Duel, aka the Big D of Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. And this time around, I bring to you A Nightmare on Elm Street 4. The Dream Master from 1988. Now, this continues after Dream Warriors, and of course, this is kind of where the series takes a turn for the worse. And well, some people hate this movie, some people like this movie. I actually am one of those who likes this movie. And I do consider this to be a pretty underrated flick. So is Derek from Derek's Horror Corner. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the movie and everything, but this is for but horror fanatics can watch this if they've seen this. If you have not watched this movie, I order you to stop this video at once. I'm giving you 5 seconds right now. Okay, now then, let's begin. Now, the movie is first to have Robert Englund's name at the first, before the title comes up. It once again returns as Razor Claw's killer Freddy Krueger. And this time around, he's about to get back onto the scene and kill the 3 survivors of Dream Warriors. Now, we start by hearing the song, which I was just singing, Nightmare, which was contributed by It Start Tuesday Night, who eventually takes over the role of Kristen Parker, since Patricia Arquette wasn't available to do this, since I believe I read she was pregnant at the time. But I've been wrong before. Anyway, of course, the other 2 survivors are back, once again played by their original people, Ronnie Eastman as Joy and Ken Sagos as Kincaid. Also, in this movie, we have supermodel Lisa Wilcox. Sorry, Alice is her character. I almost said Alice. My apologies, folks. Anyway, Danny Hassel as Dan, and Andres Jones as Alice's brother Rick, who is apparently everyone's least favorite character in this movie. And I understand, he's not quite much a favorite of mine either, people. Let's see, and of course Brooke Bundy is back as Kristen's mother, Elaine Parker. Nick Mell as Alice's dad. And let's see. And of course we got Toy Newkirk as Sheila and Brooke Thies. I can't pronounce that name, as Debbie. Fun fact I should point out about that gal is that same year she actually started to be, it's hard to explain to get the right words to come out. She actually would be starring on the short-lived Growing Pains spin-off, Just the 10 of Us, which actually starred former Nightmare Girl Heather Langenkamp. Yeah, you better believe it, people. Anyway, we start out as seeing this little girl who actually looks like the little girl we saw in the last movie, drawing with chalk on the sidewalk, creating the old Elm Street house, and with Freddy and Kristen comes on. She asks this girl, "Where's Freddy?" And it's like, he's not home, and then she's shocked to see him. And soon it starts raining. She enters the old house, sees strange things going. She believes Freddy's coming back. Okay, now before I continue on, the movie was directed by Rennie Harlan, one of his first movies, and of course he would go on to direct movies like Cliffhanger and let's see, Deep Blue Sea and Cutthroat Island. Now, Kristen's having strange vibes, and she hears what sounds like Freddy's claws, and she calls for Joy, and Kincaid pulls her in. Pull them both in. And they're not too thrilled. They say Freddy is dead completely, but she says he's coming back for them. Well, the next day after Kristen kind of recovers after being bitten by Kincaid's dog Jason, who is played by Jake the dog, who apparently that's actually the same Jake the dog that appeared in the cult classic teen comedy Up the Creek. If you have not seen my review of it, check it out, because that's the same dog that played Chuck the Wonder Dog in Up the Creek. Let me see. Now then, the next day she's going to pick up her friend Alice Johnson, played by Lisa Wilcox, who apparently, I think a year before this, she actually appeared in an episode of Mr. Belvedere before she even did this. Yeah. Another fun fact you all know. So, apparently her dad's not talking much, and soon, well, her brother Rick is coming out, and that's Kristen's boyfriend. Yeah, and he's a kind of bit of a, I don't know, a little cuckoo sometimes. But anyway, they head off, and, well, they meet with Debbie, and then they see Dan, and, well, Alice is kind of a dream that she's meeting Dan, but soon, well, Debbie encounters Sheila, this gal with asthma. Yeah, and, well, apparently she gets threatened by these two dudes here, and, well, Debbie gets back at them. Yeah, but soon finds a cockroach on a chip and smushes it, which that occurred for her nightmare later on. Well, as Kristen finishes on her locker, Kincaid and Joy shows up, but she's telling Freddy's definitely coming back. Well, but after they leave, Rick just thinks they're kind of spooky, and well, soon Alice is getting things ready for her dad to return home, and Rick's just doing his kung fu ninja type stuff. I don't know what to have you, and hearing that song, I'll Give You Anything. I forgot who does that, but I actually did hear a later cover by Buckcherry in the movie Road Trip. Yeah. Anywho, again, sorry for sounding like a broken record, like I always am. But, well, she's starting to have kind of a bad dream, something like that, when she gets upset at her dad, but it's not happening. Give him just a little salad and what have you. Well, Kincaid's trying to stay awake, and soon he's door open, and he thought he sees Ray, but it's dog Jason, but soon he falls asleep and wakes up in the trunk of an old car. He thinks Kristen's up to something, but he sees Jason, and digging up some, and then is about to take a leak and shoots out fire, and opens up a pit where we see the remains of Freddy. with a growling and loud barking from the dog. Frey's bones are coming back together. He starts being reformed, and after the dog leaves, Kincaid's shocked once Frey's glove comes back on and picks up his hand. His glove comes out. Boy, Kincaid's inn has just gotten a rude awakening. And Frey is back again and says, "You shouldn't have buried me. I'm not dead." Then he goes from Kincaid manages to stop like pushing a car on him. And just when he thought he was victorious, suddenly all the cars start getting kick-started and soon trap him in a big, and we soon like spray on a big maze-like world or something. Yelling, "Frey's back!" Yeah, soon Frey shoots at his claws and then yeah, Kincaid gets Kincaid right in the gut. It's like, "I'll see you in hell." And it's like, "Tell him Freddy sent you." And one down, two to go. Yeah, and Kincaid just wakes up and just goes out. But Frey keeps going. Joy is enjoying himself looking at Rolling Stone and watching MTV. Some people actually consider Nightmare 4 to be like the MTV of Nightmare on Elm Street, the MTV version of it. And look at a poster of a hot chick and stuff. When he soon starts going to sleep a bit, but he soon wakes up when his waterbed starts moving, and he sees the pinup gal is gone, and she's in the waterbed. And that gal happens to be Playboy playmate Hope Marie Carlton. I didn't know that was actually her, and after rewatching this on DVD, I saw her actual signatures. That said, "Sweet Dreams, Hope Marie Carlton." I'm like, son of a gun. And we hear a song called "Failed Charming." It's done by Billie Eilish. Yeah. But soon as she just disappears, Frey comes and is like, "How's this for a wet dream?" Then manages to drown Joy, trying to call for Kristen, and then soon his claws come out and then slashes him. And Joy's out. That's 2 down and Kristen to go. So apparently things aren't looking so good. Kristen's feeling a bit worried and what have you. Meanwhile, Alice is kind of feeling a little down, and Rick teaches her a little quick move. Yeah, doing a quick sight, a little kick. And when she does it again, then her shoe flies off and lands in the fish tank. Rick is like, "Swish! Kill the fish." Well, that's one thing I liked from Rick. That line, that was pretty darn funny. Joy is soon discovered in his waterbed. Yeah. So Kristen's wondering where her friends are, and Alice, tells her about that she loves to dream, and, if she's ever heard of the Dream Master, it's a rhyme. Says you have to dream someplace fun, you're in charge. Well, when they go into class, they see that Joy and Kincaid are gone. Kristen has a bit of a freak out and gets knocked into the wall and is out. Sees a nurse, but soon she's having another nightmare because it's really Freddy in disguise. And he's like, "I want to draw some blood." But then the real nurse appears, waking Kristen up. Yep. So later on, Alice gets to meet Dan at the diner she works at, and and apparently things are just going alright until Rick and Kristen come along, telling her what happened, and then soon they take them to the old house on Elm Street. Rick tells Dan the story of Freddy and what have you, and Alice kind of remembers how the Dream Master rhyme starts, but Kristen's mother interferes, and believe me, she's just more of a, I don't know, than the last movie, and she apparently gets sleeping pills for her daughter, and she's not too thrilled with that. Tries to get away and tries, but soon she's all knocked out, and she dreams herself lying on the beach and what have you. And she's very happy. She's a little girl building the sandcastle, but soon when she lays back down, a la Jaws, Freddy's claw comes out of the water and heads right through the sand, and boom, appears for her. But Kristen gets away, but not for long. Goes into like a quicksand trap. Freddy's trying to act all cool and all with sunglasses and all, kind of not much to look at, I don't think, people, because this does take a turn for the worse, because Freddy kind of gets a bit more hysterical, sort of. And Jake stumps her right into the ground, giving an evil laughter, and soon Kristen's back in the house, and soon after she gets into the boiler room, she encounters Freddy. Elm Street's last brat, farewell. Chris is just like, we beat you before, and now you're all alone. Then he asks Kristen, why don't you call all your little friends? Maybe they could help. And it's like, never. I'm the last. It's like, why don't you reach out and cut someone? It's like, no, and boy, she yells for Alice. She soon gets pulled into the dream. And here's another good Freddy one-liner. How sweet, fresh meat. I add an additional laugh because Freddy doesn't do an additional evil laugh after that line. Okay, people. Kristen slaps her. It's like she apologizes for pulling her in. But Kristen tries to go after him. Freddy grabs like, now no one sleeps, throws her into the furnace that's filled with gasoline and fire, and Freddy tears up his sweater. It's like, behold the souls of my children. Kristen just screams, and once her spirit gets zapped, her soul gets zapped to Freddy, and she says, you'll need my power. She wakes up, and she and Rick rush over. And they're too late. Kristen's already had her time to fry, cook to a crisp. So she's just really not too happy with all this. And after seeing Kristen in a video with her brother and some of her friends, and well, Rick's not happy with hearing all about Freddy and stuff like that. So the next day, Sheila comes and chats with Alice and creates a little something. Don't know what it is. It creates ultrasonic sound waves or something like that. So they're having a bit of a test, and soon Sheila's starting to fall asleep, and Alice is into drill, and she encounters strange things happening on paper. Sheila is, and soon learning it's fun with Freddy. And then soon, this weird mechanical hand comes out, tries to scare her and grab her, and then hand gets onto the pen. She pulls it out, and soon, worst Freddy appears. Takes off his hat, and then takes off her glasses, and then raises a knife razor right, and he's like, it's like, what a suck face. And then soon sucks the life out of her, and boy, the way she looks is freaky. And then once he sucks the air out of her, it's like, you flunk. Try to save her, but gets knocked down. Well, Alice explains it was her dream. Oh, she brought Sheila to Freddy, just like Kristen brought her to him. And she's not too happy with. So later on, Alice and Dan are talking to each other. They're quite kind of getting along pretty well. So apparently, the next day, well, when Dan talks to Rick and what have you, he soon has to go to the can before they get ready for their gym class, and soon has a bit of a nightmare. First, we go to a scene where Alice is in our class, where we hear someone talking about the negative and positive energies of dreams, and the teacher is actually played by the big guy of New Line Cinema, Bob Shea, who of course is the producer of the film. This would be the second time he would make a cameo in a Nightmare movie. Of course, he appeared as the bartender at that gay bar in Nightmare on Elm Street 2. If you've not seen my review, please check it out. So anyway, soon as Rick's doing well on the John, the door starts to unlock and these cheerleaders come in and Alice is there and soon they all disappear and he thinks he's seeing Kristen and then she sees her all burnt and what have you. And soon the spot where the John is now an elevator and it goes down like crazy. Rick's pulled into like this here, I don't know, weird cry themed area, like a dream dojo or something, and then soon gets fought by Invisible Freddy. Yeah. Trying to get him, but it's like, find your balance. And so he does and gets him, and then once he's done, he's like, yeah, and kicks off Freddy's glove once he finds it. But soon after that, he's like, how are you gonna fight me without your weapon, Freddy? Claw starts coming, he's like, sayonara! And stabs him right in the gut. Rick's finally gone. Yeah, good riddance to that guy. You know, I wanted to point them out. I was watching a reunion panel of Nightmare on Elm Street that was taken from last year. I can't remember what kind of a event it was, but I learned Andrus Jones and Tuesday Night actually dated for a couple of years. Yeah, you better believe it. I can't remember where this was from, though, but I watched the reunion panel and I heard it. Believe me. Okay, but enough about that. Well, Alice realized they had to make a plan to stop Freddy, so try to go for Debbie's, but Alice fails as her dad stops her, and, well, she's all he has, and so Dan's not thrilled with weighing on her. And so Debbie starts working out, puts on some music, which it happens to be Put Your Hands on Me, which was done by Sinead O'Connor, which this was one of her first hits before she even hit With Nothing Compares to You. Yeah, which also features a rap star named MC Light on there. Yeah. So she's trying to find Dan, and soon she enters the theater where they're playing the very old drug film Reefer Madness, and it soon turns into a black and white version of the restaurant she works at called the Crate Inn, named after Wes Craven, the guy who originally did the series in the first movie. So apparently she gets pulled in, Alice does, and soon she encounters an older version of herself, and Freddy appears and gets like what they call in the credits a soul pizza, and boy, that's freaky. He gets the meatball that looks like Rick, and he's like, I love soul food. After that, Sean and Lisa, Alice, I'm gonna say the player's name, my apologies. So it's like, bring me more. The door's open, you see Debbie, he's like, your shift is over. She wakes up and rushes over, and this is where it gets real strange. Well, she finds Dan and gets into his truck and drive off. Everything. Debbie's continuing to work out, and she's unaware that Freddy's already there. They soon arrive, but soon this is where the film gets weird. she's now thrown into a time loop for the second. In the second time they head for, and Debbie's about to work out again, and then stops when Frey's right there. She's like, I don't believe in you. He's like, I believe in you. Then pushes down on a dumbbell and rips some of her arms, and ooh, that is going to hurt, my friends. Anyway, once they arrive again, soon else is thrown back. Then they're thrown back into a third time, a time loop. Believe me. They try again. They're going again, but well, Debbie's trying to make a getaway, but she's still in this sticky trap and lands down, and so her face starts tearing off, her body's starting to tear off, becoming a cockroach. Yeah, because once her arms are torn off, she grows out cockroach limbs. Oh boy, freaky. And then soon once they arrive again, it's back to another time loop run. Suddenly Lisa realizes that she and Dan are both asleep, and Frey's got them going in circles. So they try to rush in, but they're too late, because Debbie's about to be crushed. Frey picks up the Roach Motel he's in, and it's another lie. It's like, you can check in, but you can't check out, and crushes. Oh dear. They try to stop him once he's on the road, and Dan's knocked out, so they put him in and get him to the ambulance and rush him to the hospital. Alice isn't too thrilled with that. She believes the doctors will kill him, so she takes her dad's car keys and rushes off, gets everything fixed up, becoming a badass, super cool, tough-ass chick. Yeah, looking real tough like Sarah Connor from Terminator. Soon, Dan wakes up and sees one of the doctors. It's Freddy. And he yells, Kruger! And it's like, well, ain't Dr. Seuss. Alice sees through a mirror and kicks through, saves him. But they're put into like the spin tunnel, like in the fun fairs, start spinning, and they crush through kind of like a stained glass, like what you see at a church or cathedral, and they soon end up in that kind of place. And Dan starts disappearing because he's bleeding and all, but the doctors saved him. They pulled him out. He was going to be okay. Then Alice hears the children singing Frey's coming, and Frey bursts in, and he's like, welcome to Wonderland, Alice. Alice is really looking tough now. Rhea kicks someone's every single kick. Frey's just like, ah! Yeah. Like, you got their powers. I've got their souls. Man, just try and get ready. Yes. But soon, Alice manages to really do some moves and then knocks him off. Once after a little sigh. Turns back, Frey comes up. Like, you think you got what it takes? I've been guarding my game for a long time, bitch. Manages to again, and soon she finds some wires and gets Sheila's device and fires out. Blasts a hole right through him, but thinking that Frey's taken care of, but he's powerful and turns that burned spot back to whole, and then I am eternal, and knocks her out. But soon she hears the children reciting the Dream Master rhyme, and saw a piece of glass, and saw her reflection when they said in the reflection. And then she said what the children said, the last bit, evil will see itself, and it shall die, aiming for friends. Ah! Boy. And we see all the sullen silent, and then we see Frey. I didn't mean to laugh. I couldn't help the expression on Frey's face is blooming priceless. Limbs start coming out and everything. Hands start coming out. Oh boy. trying to stop it. Manages after a few blasts of light, and soon all the souls have escaped from him, and soon Freddy's defeated again. After all the souls fly by, Alice comes up and says, "Rest in hell." Kicks Freddy's glove away, and then leaves. And soon she's with Dan completely at the fountain. He's like, "Make a wish." It's like, "Oh, you don't expect me to believe that?" Yeah, I do. I think you do too. So he flips one coin, and soon Alice sees Freddy's reflection. She looks again, it disappears. So like, "What'd you wish for?" It's like, "If I tell you, it won't come true." And that's the end. Anyway, Nightmare on Elm Street 4 may be underrated, may not be the best, but I absolutely love it. It was the very first Nightmare movie I ever saw. I like most of how the story goes. I like most of the characters. I didn't quite care much for Tuesday Night as Kristen because I still liked Patricia Arquette a little more. But the rest of the characters were pretty good. Except for Rick though, but the music was great too. We get to hear others like the Fat Boys featuring a little help from Robert England as Freddy called "Are You Ready for Freddy?" That's a good song. Anyway, the cast, most of the cast was great. I did like the music, about everything in Dream Master. Like I say, some of y'all may not like it, but I like it for certain reasons. And it's one of my top favorites in the franchise. Probably right behind Dream Warriors. But anyway, would I recommend this movie? Hell yeah! If you can, well, that depends if you can handle it. But anyway, that's going to do it for my review of Nightmare on Elm Street 4: The Dream Master. What did you think of this movie? Let me know what you thought about Nightmare on Elm Street 4 in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me again tomorrow when I review The Dream Child, the 5th installment. This is where it's going to take a turn for the worst. Believe me. So again, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more rankings and reviews. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya!